I get a chance to talk to my man, Daniel Gomez. And I love Daniel having these type of conversations. I love being in the green room because this is where the magic kind of takes place. So I don't have to read your long bio. They'll find your website, danielgomez.com. Let me take a moment and ask for just you and me and whoever's eavesdropping, who is Daniel Gomez? And what are you up to these days, my friend?
Man, Daniel Gomez is just a guy who likes to have fun and really help people and help them find their happy place. And the best thing about Daniel Gomez is, let me tell you this, he loves his family, he loves the Lord, and he really loves to just pour into people, because when we pour into people, it just shows how much value you have for yourself. Because when you value yourself, then you have more to give to others that you serve out there.
For the folks that are tuning in and they're listening for the first time, what should they expect during this particular episode? I know you're gonna talk about going through very challenging times, and in the world right now, we've never seen a world like this, man. We've never seen us being not stuck at home, but safe at home. We've never seen us being demanded to do certain things. What should folks expect to hear from you during this conversation today?
Well, Shay, I speak from the heart, and I speak from within. And what I mean by that is I'm real, and hopefully they take away some golden nuggets that are going to help to change their lives, change their business, and just really help them find out who they are. Because this is what I realize when I speak across the country, whether it's on the East Coast, West Coast, or in Canada, is I realize that most people, they don't even have a game plan for their life. They kind of just go through the motion. And I say this because so many times we worry about OPOs. And OPOs is other people's opinions. And today we're going to talk about, what about your opinion? What do you value as a person? And right now, I think our country has an amazing time to really find out who we're made of, what we're made of. And not only that, individually, we have the ability to find out who we're made of, especially in this time right now, because your character is going to be revealed during the time of adversity. And right now, it's definitely a time of adversity.
I agree with you 100%. There's a gentleman that we both know, a guy by the name of Eric Swanson. And Eric Swanson, during a time where most folks are trying to hold their marbles to themselves, right? They're like, I don't want you to know my group, and I don't want you to know my people. That wasn't Eric. Eric connected you and I together. And I know he's with Habitude Warrior, which is a conference I know you've had the opportunity to attend and speak at. Take a moment, if you will, and talk about two things, if you would. Number one, talk about the importance of working together, the importance of collaborating, the importance of not having a scarcity mindset, but an abundance mindset, number one. And then secondly, talk about Eric Swanson and the Habitude Conference, my friend.
Yeah, well, I would say this is that right now you need to collaborate, because there's power in two. And there's always a story I talk about in teamwork, right? In teamwork, think about a Belgian horse. One Belgian horse can pull up to 8,000 pounds. But if you have two Belgian horses, that weight that they can pull doesn't double. It triples, Shay, to 24, 25,000 pounds, depending on the horse. But think about that. When there's two horses, it triples, not doubles. And that's the same thing with human beings. It just doesn't it triples. So think about, who can I collaborate right now? Who can I serve, and how can I give more of myself? And that's what I love about just Eric's an amazing individual. He really goes out there and he serves and he helps people. And I have nothing but I know what I love about him. I think it's me. I'm real energetic. I'm enthusiasm, right? I'm one of those, like, right? Enthusiasm's contagious. And let me say this: Eric's up there with my enthusiasm, if not more. I just love people with energy, and he's just a very, very likable guy.
Yeah, really, certainly is. And talk a little about Habitude Warrior and the good that they're doing right now through their conferences, helping other folks improve the quality of their life and the quality of their business. Take a minute and just give a shout out to Habitude Warrior. For those folks out there, you can go to habitudewarrior.com. Again, habitudewarrior.com. I know they do several conferences throughout the year. Why is it important for someone like that to even tune in to be a part of Habitude Warrior, man?
Well, the number one reason is this: is when you're green, you grow. When you ripe, you rot. And I can guarantee you this: when you go to a Habitude Warrior conference, you're going to be growing. There's no way you can attend one of these conferences and leave the same person. It opens up your mindset to new ideas. And not only that, just the people that you meet in these conferences, they're going to, just in the audience, they're going to help you to open up your mindset, because when you open up your mind, everything changes. When you open up your heart, everything changes. And you meet genuine people at this conference. So I definitely recommend it because it's life-changing.
Yeah, I love it, man. tell me, not what is your big why, and then we'll get into your book, Built to Fly. I can't wait. This is a great conversation for entrepreneurs, for mothers, for husbands, for single dads, single moms. I mean, this is a conversation where Martin said we can ask any question we want, and don't worry, we're going to ask him how he knows you're built to fly. But take a moment and share, what is your mission? What purpose are you on? And for Martin Lopez is out there right now, Ron Miner, who's out there right now, Linda Hosser, who's listening, so many folks. What's your purpose in life right now, man?
My purpose is to really have people raise their self-worth. You know, I go speak in many conferences and I do a lot of corporate trainings. And most people I would say over 50% of people undervalue who they are. They undervalue themselves. And when you undervalue yourself, that means you have a low self-worth. So if you have a low self-worth, you're not giving the best of yourself. So I would say this, as everybody watching this right now, you matter. You matter. And don't ever think for 1 minute that you don't matter, because somebody out there is drowning. And let me explain. You're their life jacket. And Shay, people need to understand that somebody out there is drowning and only they can save them. That's why you matter.
That's why you matter. I love it. Tell you what, man, I'm getting a signal from Kevin. I'm getting, hey, what's up, Carol? What's up, Mary? That we got to get going. We got a show to go, man. I can't wait.
I'm ready. Let's go.
It's going to be showtime.
Baby.
This guy got more engine than I got. So we're going to get ready in 5. It's going to be showtime. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get ready to kick off, guys. We'll be back in just a second. It's showtime. I can't wait. I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, check. Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number 1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country. We're on a mission. Our mission is to empower. Our mission is to inspire, and our mission is to provide you, the entrepreneur, with all the resources that are necessary to execute the vision that you have. And I believe you have 3 visions, by the way. I believe first, you have a vision for yourself, the clothes you want to wear, the food that you want to eat, by the way, the car you want to drive. And it takes resources, means it takes revenue to do that. Some of you have a vision number 2 for your loved ones. I mean, the ones you care the most about right now, the ones that you, like my mother, you want to be able to write a check and be able to send food to their home right now because you can't go inside the house. Some of you want to pay for someone's healthcare insurance right now. It takes resources. You want to bless your own community. It takes resources. That means it takes revenue. And then others of you, you have a vision for the people you were called to serve. Like right now, you've got all the talent, you got all the gifts. And I happen to be a believer, by the way, and you don't have to be, but imagine that you're Noah in the Bible. And Noah has been given this vision, and it takes resources. And he shows up. They say, hey, Noah. They say, hey, Noah. He says, what's up? And they said, well, there's no hammer. There's no hammer. What am I to do? And then they said, Noah, guess what? And he says, what now? There is no nails. What am I to do? No resources. And they said, Noah, we're sorry to report. There's no people and there's no wood. Oh my goodness, I can't do this by myself. And maybe that's you right now. You're out there thinking, I can't do this by myself. That's why we have Daniel Gomez here today. And today he's going to be talking about you were built to fly. So welcome to the program, Daniel. How are you?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. I'm super pumped, super motivated. I'm ready to add some golden nuggets, some value bombs. And I just want to, first of all, thank you for having me on this show. And thank you for everybody out there in Entrepreneur Land. Just thank you so much for being so welcoming. I'm just so excited. I'm lost for words right now.
Well, you lost for words. That's really scary, by the way. You know, That's really, really scary.
I'm just kidding.
I'm curious, man. You wrote a book, Built to Fly, which we'll get into right now. But in all seriousness, these are challenging times. No one's ever seen this during our lifetime. It's uncharted water. No one knows where we're going right now. Take a moment and kind of share why you still believe that we were built to last, in spite of what you're hearing on the news right now, in spite of what you're reading on the internet. Why does Daniel Gomez even believe that today?
Well, because I know in my heart of hearts, right? In my book, You Were Born to Fly, you were born to fly. Look, you were born for greatness. You were born for success. And one thing that I want to say this is when my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer almost 3 years ago, I lost my confidence. I'm not ashamed to say it because I had the wrong confidence. I had an arrogant, egotistic confidence that I had to peel off. Just imagine a snake. A snake has to lose its skin and then the new skin grows right away. Well, my confidence was a wrong confidence and I had to just shed that wrong confidence out and I had to get a godly confidence. And when I got that godly confidence, Shay, I just came back stronger than ever because I truly had another level of faith inside of me that regardless of what the doctors said, that she was stage 3, she wasn't going to make it and all this other things, I knew in my heart that she was going to make it. And for your audience right now, you have to know that you're going to make it. You know how I know you're going to make it? You're going to make it because you've already made it this far. Think about that. The human race has made it this far, past civil wars, past all these wars, and everything that's come our way. Before there was air conditioning, before there was running water, we made it and we're here. So you're going to make it because we're built to last. And you were born to fly. That's how I know you're going to make it.
You know, I love your energy, man. I really do. It's like super incredible. And I'm curious, as you're talking to leaders today, and I know that you've been through so many training programs, whether it's John Maxwell's program, whether it's other programs that you've been part of. What are you sharing when you're talking to leaders who are faced right now where I'll give you an example, a good friend over at the Gaylord had to recently let 20-some people go, and they're furloughed right now. And you would have thought the guy had been hit by a Mack truck, and he was just mentally, he was just drained. I know you talk to entrepreneurs that are in that situation right now through no fault of theirs. They've got to let people go and families that are dependent on them. My question is, what is your message to the leaders out there right now that have to make those hard decisions?
I would say this. You have to make the decisions from your heart, especially in this moment. You have to put people before profits. And it's just an example. I can't think of what corporation it was, but I just heard it on CNBC here. And I thought, what a great example of leadership. One of the CEOs, instead of getting his $1 million corporate bonus, he cut his pay, his own pay, the CEO, which was over $1 million, and he distributed that pay over his frontline employees. That way they can have income during these times. And I would say that's an amazing leader. So whenever you put profits before people, your business is not going to last. Your organization is not going to make it. But when you put people before profits, that's one of the main keys to success. So I would tell leaders out there is it's a different mindset that you have to have right now. You got to do a leadership, right? A leadership mind within your own thinking. And you really have to be selfless at this time as a leader and put everybody else's needs before your needs. And I guarantee you when you do that, it's going to be amazing. I just got a call here today. Daniel, can you come speak to our court reporters and all this? And I could have easily, I'm not saying this to pat myself in the back, but I'm saying this because it's a good example of what a great leader does. They said, well, what is it going to charge? What's the cost going to be? I said, look, right now everybody needs a word of encouragement. And this friend of mine has poured into me before. So you just got to serve with just an open heart. And when you serve and give, right now the leaders that are planting seeds, when this virus season is over with, because it's just a season, those are the businesses, those are the leadership models that are going to be successful because they planted all these little seeds everywhere. And just think of a farmer. If a farmer doesn't plant any seeds, is he going to have a harvest? No. So right now, as a leader, you got to be planting these little seeds into your employees, into mid-level management, into everybody that you serve.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And what do you say today to the, I was talking to someone earlier this week, by the way, I shared, and this is just another message. You talk to the leaders, and this person works a full-time job. She now is going to be working from home. She says, say, I work from home full-time. I'm an entrepreneur full-time, by the way. I'm a full-time wife. I'm a full-time mom. I'm now a full-time school teacher because I got to make sure the kids do their homework. I'm a full-time administrator, school administrator. So I got to turn in their stuff, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. And oh, by the way, I'm a full-time cafeteria worker because I'm now cooking 3 times a day for the family. Yet I want to continue to grow. I want to continue to do. I don't want to be overwhelmed. What do you say to that person? And it might not be, maybe it's not a single mom. Maybe it's a single dad, or maybe it's a married person, but they've got so much weight on their shoulders. What's your message to someone just like her right now?
This is my message to those people right now is there's a higher power up there waiting to help you. And when my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, when I myself tried to commit suicide when I was 18 years old, I wondered why I lived. I asked myself, why did I live? And obviously, by the time I shot myself to the time I got to the hospital, it was 4 hours, Shay. And I lived for a purpose. So I would say to that mother right now that you have a purpose in this life. And what you really need to do is call upon that higher power, whatever you may believe in, faith, right? My logo is to show the faith. You have to have faith in something bigger than yourself. You have faith in yourself, and then you have faith that you can accomplish anything you want to do. Because when you raise your level of faith, you raise your level of expectation, and in this world, you receive what you expect. Because if you don't expect anything good, nothing good's going to happen your way. But when you expect it, 85% of what you expect happens. The key is this, Shay, to the good or to the bad is what the law of expectation says. And most of us as human beings, we don't realize that the law of expectation truly exists just the way the law of gravity does.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. My question to you is, you wrote the book, You Were Built to Fly. And I love the subtitle as well. Take a moment and just let the audience know, what is the book about and who is the book for?
Well, the book You Were Born to Fly is about self-leadership and developing and growing yourself as a leader. Because before you can lead other people, you have to lead yourself. And in this book, I really talk about just building your confidence, building your competency, right? Because confidence comes when you're competent, and then when you have that reassurance within yourself, because most people don't have the confidence they need, Shay, because they were never reassured when they were younger, when they were little kids. Think about this. Mm-hmm. As a premature child, I talk about this in my new book, Sticker Shock. As a premature child, if you're born a baby, if that baby doesn't get the human touch, it passes away. And if you take a child that has the words of affirmation spoken into them by their parents as they're growing up, that child's going to have more confidence. It's going to have a higher self-esteem, a higher probability of being successful as a grown-up as to that child that wasn't given those words of affirmation growing up. So I would say this. You got to go out there and in my book, You Were Born to Fly, it really teaches you how to speak life into yourself, because we don't realize and we forget, right? We hear these sayings, but the biggest lie we've been told is that knowledge is power, Shay. That's not the truth. It's the activation of that knowledge. I see people all the time and say, oh, I read 100 books. I read a book a week. It doesn't matter if you're not applying the knowledge that you're learning. So you have to apply it. You have to take action. And in my book, You Were Born to Fly, it really helps you to take that action that you need to take, because you need to have self-leadership before other people will follow you and believe in you, because they can tell when you're being real and they can tell when you're being phony.
I love it, man. And the subtitle, I mean, I like the title, okay? I know you wrote the book. It's very personal to you. We get that, man. But the subtitle, when I saw the subtitle, I was like, man, the subtitle of the book is Be Original, Be the Best You. Can we break that into 2 questions first? First, talk about be original. I mean, I just love that. It just stood out at me, man. Talk about that for a moment.
Well, I think for me, growing up, I was always the youngest cousin there was 3 of us, and I had 2 popular older cousins as we were growing up in our adolescence, right, in our teenage years. And of course, you want to fit in, you want to be in that popular crowd. And I always felt inferior. I always felt that because I was always a little kid that was chubby, that got picked on. And I lost my identity somewhere there when I was probably about in the 5th and 6th grade. But I realized that when you're original, there's only one Daniel Gomez. I'm not supposed to be 1 foot taller, 1 foot shorter, lighter, darker. I'm unique. I'm a masterpiece. And when you realize that being you is better than being a phony copy, that's going to get you the best results for your life. Because we all have think about it this way. We all have our own talent. We have one unique talent that nobody else has. And if you think that you're worthless, if you think that you're unworthy, the creator that created you didn't make you by mistake. And you have one thing that makes you unique that nobody has. If you don't believe me, think about this, Shay. Nobody else can duplicate your voice. Nobody else can duplicate your thumbprint. Why? Because you're unique. And that's just the sign that there's something great inside of you that's waiting to come out. The thing is this, is that we believed all these lies, right? I talked about OPOs earlier, other people's opinions. We have so many layers of OPOs just from life, from maybe from our childhood, from football, from an ex-lover, an ex-spouse, an ex-somebody that always was jealous of us and they spoke down to us. And we believe those lies and we take them as truth. We adapt them as truth when they're not even truth.
You know, the other part that caught my attention, and you're right on part, was be the best you. How does someone be the best you? Is be the best you mean I just try? Is be the best you mean I got to use one or two of your principles? Take a moment and unpack that for you. How does someone, because it sounds so hokey dokey. I mean, nothing personal, man. You know I like you. Be the best you. How does someone be the best you?
Well, this is one thing that I teach is there's power in affirmations. You see, when from the day you're born to the age of 7, you're pretty much conditioned into your proximity. But our human brain stops growing by the time we're 26 years old. That's pretty much who it is. And after you're 26, the only way you're going to change that mindset is you got to speak positive affirmations, words of verbal affirmation into your life. And one exercise that I would definitely do, it amazes me, even when I coach men, when men have lost their confidence, I tell them, look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself. Tell yourself that you believe in yourself. And this is the rule of 151, right? Marshall Hope wrote in her book is the first 150 times somebody tells you that maybe they love you or they believe in you, but they've never been told that, they're not going to believe it. But something magical happens the 151st time when you tell somebody that you love them, that you believe in them, then you really start to believe it and you start to act upon that. Well, the same thing goes for yourself. The more you tell yourself you love yourself, the more you tell yourself you believe in yourself, then that builds your inner confidence. That builds that inner strength that you have within inside of yourself. Because we all have it. The thing is, we just don't realize it's there because we've never tapped into that power that we have within ourselves. It's amazing what the human body can do when the mind leads it. And the good example of that is when Roger Banner ran a 4-minute mile, nobody had ran it before him. They thought if you ran a 4-minute mile that you would explode, right? They thought your heart would explode. Mm-hmm. And that's a lie that the world took as truth. Let me say it again. That's a lie that the world took as truth. So what lie are you taking as truth and that's keeping you from being the best you? And maybe it was that they said, you're never going to amount to anything. Maybe you had that little boy in the playground that made fun of you when you were playing basketball. Maybe you had an old friend that was just jealous of you, and by reflection they were talking negative about you because actually they were talking negative about themselves. So the way you do this is you speak life into yourself, and your words have more power than you realize. The Word of God says this: death and life is in the power of the tongue, right? So speak life over yourself, and when you speak life, you start to manifest the creation that you want. Because change doesn't start on the outside, Jay. It starts in the inside. That's where the manifestation comes. The life that you're living is just a reflection of what you have in the inside for yourself.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. Oh, I'm so excited. Look, when we come back, I'm going to ask Daniel to talk about the title. Like, he titled the book Built to Fly. And I'm just curious why it wasn't like Built to Last or Built for Today. So when we come back, we're going to ask about Built to Fly. And I'm going to ask him to share one idea out of that book. It is so many ideas. You got to get the book. But one idea of that book that he can share with you that's going to help you be able to fly in your finances, to fly in your health, to fly in your relationships, to fly in your business, to fly with your kids or whatever it is. Now, I don't know which example he's going to give, but that's up to him. He can do this thing. He's built for this. He was built to fly, baby. But we're going to find out when we come back, aren't we? We're going to go over right now to Dr. Kim Warren Martin down in Little Rock, Arkansas. And she talks about don't complain, be grateful. We come back. Let's find out how you are truly built to fly. This is your time. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes. Take it away.
Hey there, all you rockin' happy entrepreneurs. Today is your January 1st. This is Dr. Kim Warren Martin, founder of Successful and Fulfilled, bringing you my thought of the week here on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. This week's thought is, don't complain, be grateful. Whenever there's an opportunity to complain, there's an equal opportunity for gratitude. Earlier this week, my husband came up to me and he was rubbing his hands together to let me know how dry they were. Literally, it sounded like sandpaper. Well, I started doing the same thing, and guess what? I got the same sound effect. Just because we're having to wash our hands so much these days and use hand sanitizer so often. So as we talked and lamented over how dry our hands were, it dawned on me that there is a blessing in these dry hands. So one of the things I thought was, thank you for my hands. Thank you for soap. Thank you for running water. Thank you for mobility to turn the water on and off. Thank you for eyesight to even see the change in them. And thank you for feeling in my hands to know that they're dry. And finally, yes, thank you for lotion. Whenever you sense yourself being negative or complaining, even slightly, whatever the situation, find something to be grateful for. Let's say, for example, you didn't get the deal, you didn't close the sale, it fell through. Well, find at least 7 things you can say thank you for in the situation, such as thank you for my business. Thank you for the opportunity to solve someone's problem. Thank you for a product or service that's needed. Thank you for my phone to even make the call. Thank you for the ability to talk. Thank you for the ability to hear, even if it was no. And thank you for the lessons I learned from this experience. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, be thankful in all circumstances. So in all circumstances, find something to be grateful for. This is Dr. Kim Warren Martin, founder of Successful and Fulfilled, with the thought, don't complain, be grateful. Until next time, make it a wonderful day. Back over to you, Shay.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. That mission is to empower. That mission is to inspire. And that mission is really to provide you, the entrepreneur, with all of those resources. It takes resources. It takes people. It takes money. It takes resources to execute the vision that's much bigger than yourself. And Daniel Gomez showed up for one reason only, and that's to make sure you have the resources. Why? Because we believe at the Happy Entrepreneur Show that the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. All right, Daniel, before we took a break, I said I would come back and ask you that question. You titled the book, You Were Built to Fly. Why that title versus You Were Built to Last? You were built for tough times. What was so significant to you about those words, you were built to fly?
Well, and you were born to fly. The reason that's so significant is because we're born. When I was a little kid, I remember we couldn't afford anything. I remember that. I don't want to say we were so poor and seem like we had a real rough life, but we did have a rough life. And I say that because I never imagined myself flying in a plane. And I'll never forget the first time I flew, it was life-changing for me. My dad, when I would talk about dad, are we ever going to go on vacation and fly here, fly there? He never believed that. He never envisioned himself flying in a plane. My dad never did that. And the fact that I could put my family in a plane and fly us to Disneyland, I'll never forget that feeling because that's something that no one can ever take away. And I believe that there's many people out there that have that dream. And maybe it's not flying, but for me, it was to really show them that you can fly in life. You can soar. And then you think about the eagle, right? When the eagle comes into a storm, he goes into that storm not being fearful, but the eagle is driven by the storm because when that storm hits that eagle uses the wind of the storm and it rises higher. And all the adversity in our life is just used and meant to take us higher in life, to take us to another level. So that's why I love that title, You Were Born to Fly. Because in reality, we were all born to take on adversity because we weren't born to be mediocre. We were born for greatness.
Oh, I love it. I always wondered about that title, man. I never knew that story. Congratulations. I mean, that must have been an honor to take your dad. Everyone watching right now want to do something special for a loved one, and you were built to fly. I asked if you would. I know you want people to buy the book, but you're such a giver, man. If you would take a moment and take one idea out of the book, and there's so many ideas. You guys got to go get the book. He's going to tell you how to get the book in a little while. but maybe share one idea that's going to help folks that are watching now. My good friend Saucony Prince is out there. He does something every single Monday. Lawrence Martin is watching right now. Madeline Speaks. What's up, Madeline Speaks? Always a pleasure. She's out there watching right now. And so many other folks. Joseph. Hey, what's up, Joseph? He's out there watching from Canada. Take a moment to share one idea from your book, man, that can help folks out there that are ready built to fly. Love that.
Yeah, so this is one thing is, this is what happens.
Born.
It doesn't matter who you are in life. It doesn't matter who you are. We all go through this. We work so hard and we do the steps that we need every single day. We're consistent in everything that we do. And then we in our own self, in our own thinking, we hit that level of success and we stop doing all the little things that got us to where we're at. So I would say this, you always have to have that taste of positive dissatisfaction in your life. Let me say that again. You have to have that taste in your mouth of positive dissatisfaction. Because the moment you get satisfied is the moment you stop dying and you go backwards. Because if you're not progressing in life, you're regressing, Che. And that's what happens when you get complacent. And that's what happens when your own thinking, you reach a level of success or a level of comfort and you stop doing those little things as a business owner, as a husband, as a spouse, as a father, as a friend. It doesn't matter what it is. Once you get comfortable, if you're, like I said earlier, if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not progressing, you're regressing.
Wow. Can you, do you mind sharing, if you would, there are some folks out there and as they're listening to you right now, they're like, whoa, this is like powerful. This is like on top of it. Do you mind sharing maybe one or two affirmations that you say, that you use, that you're sharing not only with your clients right now, but maybe it's a quote or an affirmation. You're saying, hey, during these times when times get tough like this, because they were born, not built, born to fly. What's an affirmation or a saying that you hold on to that's very near and dear to you, my man?
Giving up is permanent. Seasons are temporary. I think about that. Giving up is permanent, but seasons are temporary. So if you give up right now during this time, this season's going to pass us. Everything is in a seasons. Life comes in seasons. Think about it. We're about to enter summer here in about a month or so, but everything is in seasons. Everything is temporary. So remember, when you give up, though, that's permanent. You cannot give up. We're all going to fail. Failure is it's going to happen. The thing is, how resilient are you going to be and get back up and make it happen for yourself, make it happen for your family, make it happen for those people, like I mentioned earlier, that are drowning. You're their lifeline. They need you. You got to be there. You got to get back up. And you got to know this. It doesn't matter how many times you fall down. The question is, how many times are you going to rise back up and make it happen? Because there's greatness inside of you. Every single one of us.
Yeah, where does this passion come from, man? What is this passion that you have? I mean, I can hear it in your heart. You were so behind the scenes. I thought I had a private time together. I wish we could roll the camera. We're like behind the scenes, by the way, because the guy you'd have thought he was speaking to an audience of 100,000 folks. That's what the passion really was. Where does that passion come from?
Because I have a belief is a lot of speakers that I've seen, and just in business and whatever, it's like, anybody can speak to an audience of 1,000, but the true test comes when you're speaking to 2 or 3 people and you got to give the same delivery. And I'll tell you this, many people don't, many speakers don't, many trainers don't. They don't give it 100% because all they see is 2. Well, let me explain. Maybe that 1 or 2 in front of you really needs to hear those words that you're going to say. So if you have fasted, you're not giving everything you got. And in life, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you reap what you sow. And I truly believe in sowing the best possible seed into people's life, because I know that one day I'm going to need help. One day I'm going to be that person needing that lifeline. So why not give the best that I have? Because when you give the best, everything else will take care of itself.
I love it, man. I can't wait. We're going to go into another segment. For those folks that are out there watching and listening to the one and only Daniel Gomez, by the way, his book is Born to Fly. I keep saying built, but Born to Fly is what he's doing. You know, one of the things we're doing, Danielle, just real quick, is for folks that are out there, we know they like to have an affirmation. We know they like to have a saying, something they can hold on to. And one of the things we've been doing is we've been sharing the Happy Entrepreneur Manifesto. And for those folks, that are hearing it for the very first time, I just did something. I don't know what I did. Oh, there we go. You can still see it. For those folks that are hearing it for the very, very first time, I want to share that with you because it's very important. And the Happy Entrepreneur Manifesto is our big give back. It's our opportunity to take some of our best sayings and our affirmations that we've been using. And we have a goal. And the goal is to get to 10 million entrepreneurs that have this in front of them so they can watch it, so they can listen to it, so they can read it on a daily basis. I got a call recently from someone, and they had been reading the one on the right-hand side. I don't know if you can see it, but one on the right-hand side says, I believe that spending time with my family is non-negotiable. And they were starting to feel kind of guilty because in this crisis, they were spending more time away from their family trying to get work done than they were with their family. And this was just a constant reminder in front of them. The other one on the left-hand side is one of my favorite. They're all my favorite. I'm not going to go through this because I want you to get this. I want you to pay this message forward, is that I believe automation is the key to success in my business, and me having more time. There is a 25th hour. That 25th hour is when you automate what you're doing. I do want you to get this for one reason only, and I'm going to send it to you right now, is I want you to have the core one. And I'm going to ask Daniel if he'll talk about this one right now. And in the middle of something that I've told myself many, many years, and I've shared with so many clients, and that is the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. Let me say that again. I'm going to ask Daniel if he'll talk about that for a minute. The results that show up in your life is what you do. It's just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. I used to chase the money, but found out that didn't bring me any more happiness. For those that want to get this and the special bonuses go with it, there's no cost, there's no catch, there's nothing to it. We want to bless the world. We want to get this message forward. Here's what you do. Text the word manifesto. I'm going to give you a number. If you're listening to the podcast, you can do this. If you're listening on Apple TV right now or Roku, you can do this. If you're watching live, congratulations. Or even seeing the replay, you can do this. Text the word manifesto to this number, 202-999-3515. Now, why would you want to text 202-999-3515? Because you will receive the manifesto. You get a link right back. You got to text the word manifesto. Once you get it, circle one of them. Let me know which one resonated with you. Our goal is to have the top 12 that resonate with folks all over the world. And we have them, not quoting Shay Brown, but using something to add a little more joy in their life, a little more peace in their life, a little more happiness in their life so they can bless someone else. So text the word manifesto right now to 202-999-3515. And someone type that right below the video. You can pay that message forward. Daniel, talk for a moment about those words we talked about, which is the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. The question is, why is it important to focus on results in your life and not always the money?
Well, because most people focus on this. Let me show you this. We focus on the results, but this is what is key about that. The results are a reflection of the input. So if you want to change the output of your life, the outflow, what's the inflow? You see what I'm saying? Because we sometimes we focus on our problem and it's what's the cause of it. So I would say this is that, look, the biggest lie that we've been told as human beings is that money is the root of all evil. Money is not the root of all evil. I say this because you had a thing about bank account in there. Right now, the people that are struggling are the people that don't have a savings account, that are just living from paycheck to paycheck. And it's very, very hard. I understand that. But what if you opened your mindset to be an increased thinker? And when you really just go out of your way and you're real and you serve from your heart, the money's going to show up. The money's going to show up. But the reason we don't do that is because we have that scarcity mindset. So here's your affirmation, right? I want to give you this affirmation. I am an increased thinker. That's the affirmation I want you to put in your mindset. I am an increased thinker. And when you're an increased thinker, you have a different way that you process what you see and what you hear. Because usually, if you have a scarcity mindset, when a problem comes into your life, right away you get mad, you get frustrated, you see it as a negative. But what if, as an increased thinker, when a problem comes into your life, you see it as an opportunity to prove your competency. You see it as an opportunity to prove your intelligence and to show your intelligence and to help somebody else. And the key is when you help other people, the bank account's going to take care of itself, Shay.
So well said. We come back. We're going to ask the one and only Daniel Gomez, number one, about how today is my January 1st resonates with him. and we're going to ask folks how they can connect with you. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes. We're going to go down to Houston, Texas, to Dorsey Hill, and she says, well, simply, you are amazing. Let's go ahead and talk about that. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes. Take it away, Dorsey.
Hello, hi, howdy! It's your girl, Dorsey Hill, the founder of the soon-to-be open to the public Healthy Happy Fun Life Academy, and I'm so excited to be back in the Happy Entrepreneur Tribe. Why, you ask? I'm glad you asked. Because it's the best day ever, and my dog agrees. Yeah, they have to come in and get in on the action. Mama can't have all the action by herself. It's our best day ever. Why? Because it's January 1. And there's something even more special about today because it's my birthday. It's my birthday and my January 1 all rolled into one. Woo-hoo. Okay, now that we got that nonsense out of the way, I really am excited to be back here with you guys. And yes, it's my birthday. I'm having a blast. Had a piece of fabulous cake that my mom used to make. She's no longer with us, so I have a piece of cake in her honor, which is German chocolate. Oh, so I might be a little extra crazy because of all the sugar. It's okay, we're just going to roll with it. I'm not going to give you a tip, a tool, a trick, or a resource. All I'm going to do is give you a gift from me to you on my birthday and just remind you that you are amazing. You're doing a great job. And I know you don't hear that often, and you probably don't tell yourself that. So my gift to you on my birthday is to remind you that you're awesome, you're amazing, you're doing a fabulous job because let's face it, not everyone has the wherewithal, the stamina, even the want to start a business, keep it going no matter what, and to make it something amazing. And you are doing it. I think you guys are amazing and you need to know that. So that's my gift to you on my birthday. Remember, you're amazing. And you can save this part of the video. Let's not tell Shay. You don't have to watch all the rest of the video except this one. Save this part, okay? Shh, don't tell Shay. Anyway, you can save this and remind yourself that you are amazing. You're doing a great job, and I'm super excited to be here with you. And as always, my wish for each and every one of you is that you're happy, you're healthy, and having a ton of fun in this life and business that you're creating. My biggest Texas love and hugs to each and every one of you on the best day ever. Celebrate. Mwah! I'll see you later. Bye.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue-focused late-night show in the country where we're on a mission. And that mission is to empower. That mission is to inspire. And that mission to provide you, the entrepreneur, you, the one with the big dreams, you, as Daniel Gomez says, the big thinker, you, the person that's ready to go out there and you know you were born to fly with all the resources you need. And isn't that so true? Daniel, we're going to go into a segment called Today is My January 1st. And for those folks that are out there and hearing it for the very first time, today is my January 1st represents one of those moments throughout the day where you make a decision. And there's a lot of decisions. You probably have 10,000 moments a day, but you make a decision. You either work out or you go sit on the couch. You either eat hamburgers and french fries, or you go and you have fruits and Brussels sprouts and kale and broccoli and carrots, if that sounds good to you. All right now. So January 1st is a do-over. It's a restart. It's a chance. You get to pick your day. And so my question to the one and only Daniel Gomez is, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what does it mean to you?
This is what it means. Is when you have that championship mindset, you're a champion when you go back the next day, regardless of what happened the day before. Let me say it again. What January 1st means to me is you are a champion when you go back the next day, regardless of what happened the day before. And what keeps most of us from growing and advancing in our careers in life is that we focus so much on our failures, and that keeps us from going forward. Because January 1st, every day is a new day, right? The word of God says, this is a day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. First of all, if you're watching this live right now, you're alive, you're breathing. You're not in a hospital. Second of all, you're here for a purpose. So remember, you are a champion when you go back the next day, regardless what happened the day before. And today is a new day. Every day is January 1st. We shouldn't need a calendar to remind us to do something great for ourselves. Because when you love yourself and you value yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 as a 10, you're going to give it your darndest every single day, Shay.
So true. What was I know you had so many moments in your life, but what was your January 1st moment when you decided, you know what, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to plant my flag. I'm going to draw a line in the sand, and I'm going to help other people no matter what. And I know you probably had a lot of them throughout your lifetime, but pick one day that maybe was your January 1st moment.
Man, that one's easy. I'll never forget after my wife kind of was doing better after her double mastectomy, I had to look for a job. It was time to find a job or be an entrepreneur, and I was really just lost, to be honest with you, and I was asking for direction from our higher power. And I went to my tie rack because I had to get a tie to go for an interview, and within my tie rack, I forgot from 3 or 4 years ago, I had slipped in an email from a counselor. When I used to run multi-million-dollar Chevrolet dealerships, I would go and give out these awards, and once in a while the principal would say, hey, do you want to say some words? And I'd be like, well, no, I don't have anything to say. And one time I felt convicted, and I felt like God said, dude, you do the sales meetings, you hold the sales meetings at the dealership, you know how to talk about attitude, talk about attitude. And I'll never forget when I had 300 kids jumping up and yelling, saying, I love myself, I believe in myself, I am somebody, for the first time. So when that happened, Shay, like 2 weeks later, I got an email from the counselor that said, it was from a mother that said, who is this Daniel Gomez guy? Who is this car guy? Tell him that my son hasn't been the same. He's running through the house, yelling and screaming. And the email read just like that. I'm like, oh crap, what did I do? Yelling and screaming that I love myself and I believe in myself. Tell him I said thank you, because I never seen my son be so happier before in his life. And when I found that email that was from 3 or 4 years prior, I just started crying. And I really felt in my heart that says, Daniel, you need to be a motivational speaker. And of course, being Hispanic here from the south side of San Antonio, when you tell the world I'm going to be a motivational speaker, they're like, who, you? Who are you kidding? But I would say that was my January 1st moment, because I really took that email, and I carry that email with me still to this day, because it reminds me whenever I felt like giving up, that there's another little boy named EJ out there. But this time, that little boy EJ might be a little boy, but he might be an adult that's stuck and needs help, right? There's a little boy inside of all of us. There's a child inside of us that's dying to come out. And sometimes they need help.
Man, thank you for sharing that, man. I really appreciate it. Take a moment, if you would, and talk about around this. Today is my January 1st. There's folks who get excited and they're like, yeah, today is my January 1st. Yes, I'm going to go to the gym. Yes, I'm going to work on my business. Yes, I'm going to do this. And we know that life is a series of being on track and then you're off track. And then you're on track and then you're off track. My question to you is, what message do you share with your clients and others so they can be consistent, so they can #stay the course? How do you teach them to be consistent?
Well, it's pretty easy. Just focus on the result. The motivation is going to wear off, but when the reward is something, you have to put a reward and a result out there that's really, really worth fighting for. And for myself, it was this. It was that I really wanted to change the legacy for my family. I wanted to change the lineage, right? Because I'm going to be honest with you. My dad, he used to drink a lot when I was younger. And not that he was an alcoholic, but he would always be at bars when I was a little kid. And that path in life, I was traveling down. And when my wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, I didn't want my son Julian going through what I went through. I didn't want him roaming the streets like me. And my reason was that I really wanted to change the lineage of my family, not just a generation, but the lineage of my family. If I could show my family that, hey, if dad at 44 years old, 43 years old, can totally change his career and not even have a business plan, but go out there and succeed because my kids are learning from me, right? As many times as parents, as the leaders of our own household, we put that responsibility on so many other people, but in reality, it's on the fathers. And right now we need a lot of fathers in America to step up because our nation needs us to, right? Where are the fathers at? We need to step up as fathers and lead our wives, lead our children, lead our household. And I can tell you this, I see the results in my wife, I see the results in my son Julian. I see the results in my daughter Alicia, that they're resilient because they see me cry tears of frustration. They see me give up sometimes in days. I come home and I just give up for the day, but I get up the next day and my resilience builds up. And the thing is this, when you get up the next day and you go out there, nothing's going to stop you. And the more times you get up, your resilience gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's where the beauty is. What's the result? What's the reward you want? And for me was to really leave that lineage. So I would tell people out there, find something a lot bigger than yourself that's going to push you, that's going to motivate you, that's going to really say, because the motivation is going to wear off, the excitement is going to wear off. But if the result that you want is not so much worth it, you're not going to pursue it. You're going to give up. You're going to quit. So you need something that's going to leave, that's going to be very, very impactful, Shay.
I love it. We come back. I'm going to ask Daniel, one, how can we best connect with him? And two, to have his closing comments. Spot on, by the way. I just love it. I'm just so excited. Sometimes I just have fun. And this is one of the ones, not only am I having fun, but I'm learning and I'm understanding it don't have to be a whole lot of raw. There's a methodology behind what you're saying. That we all go out there and we believe we were born to fly. And if we believe that we can be the best version of us, then that's all we can ask for. We're going to go over to Sean Harper. He's a 7-time NFL player. Talks about the law of capacity, and that's what we need. And then we'll come back. We'll ask Daniel, how can we connect with you? How best can we connect with you? And then more importantly, what's his closing thoughts? You don't want to miss it. His final thoughts. We'll be back in less than 2 minutes. Take it away, Sean.
Hi, my name is Sean Harper, motivational speaker, author, investor. I love investing in people because people have the potential of generating years of dividends. This is my January 1st. And as I'm moving in January 1st, I have to be mindful of the laws, the law of capacity. Now, if you know me, I break all the rules, but I never break laws. If you break laws, laws will break you. Laws are unchangeable. So the law of capacity is that you will grow in proportion to your environment. It reminds me of a story of a guy named Walt Disney. We all know Walt Disney, but Walt Disney started out after a couple failed ventures. He started out with Disneyland, south of Anaheim, California. And he had great success, but he had one challenge. He was landlocked. And so he couldn't expand. And so he secretly, anonymously, began to buy up land in the Orlando area. And he formed shell companies, and he brought 500 acres here, 100 acres here with this company, and maybe 2,000 acres with this company. And he went on, and a investigative journalist caught on to it, but not until he amassed over 26 to 30,000 acres. And now that man, who is now deceased, still has land that's not been developed. His dream was huge, but his capacity was small. One of the problems or challenges that we face as entrepreneurs, as business owners, business leaders, is that we run out of capacity. When there's stress in the business, when there's stress as an entrepreneur, it's usually one or two problems. A, you don't have the systems, or B, you have a lack of capacity. That is a spiritual law. And I often compare spiritual laws or look for evidence of spiritual laws in nature. You take a shark, put it in the fish tank, it gets this big. Take that same baby shark, put it in the ocean, it gets this big. Before you dream, or right after you dream, the first thing you do is you begin to build your capacity. Before you build up, you gotta build down. Thank you. Play to win. Bye-bye.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome back to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue-focused late-night show in the country. We're on a mission. Our mission is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission really is to provide you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And isn't that so important? Where this morning, this evening, this afternoon, no matter what time it is, wherever you are in the world, Daniel Gomez has delivered that message today. Daniel, first, yes, there's nothing wrong with that. Yes. First, tell folks how can they best connect with you?
Well, they can go to they can email me at daniel@danielgomezspeaker.com. That's daniel@danielgomezspeaker.com. That goes to my direct email. Right now, I know people need to get a hold of somebody, so that's my direct email. And also, you can go to our contact page on our website at danielgomezspeaker.com. That's danielgomezspeaker.com. And of course, my brand right here is Daniel Gomez Inspires. So if you Google Daniel Gomez Inspires, my Facebook, all my platforms come up, Instagram. So I definitely want to connect with you. If I can help you, please reach out to me.
God, I love it, man. Thanks so much. First, let me say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I want to encourage everyone to go buy the book, Born to Fly. That's right, Born to Fly. There it is right there. You were born to fly. Let me thank you, man, for spending so much time with us. I know you always can make more money, but you can't make more time. You're taking time away from your family right now. You were sharing how you was hanging out with your daughter and her family, doing some cool things earlier. And you rushed back here with your family's approval, obviously, to be here on this show. So thank you so much. That means so much to us. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time, man. So thank you. I'd like for if you would to share your closing thoughts, your closing comments. These lights are going to go off. And through the power of these fiber optic lines, they'll be gone. And now they're going to have to go do what you said do. They're going to have to take action. They're going to have to implement. So what is Daniel Gomez's closing thoughts to everyone watching right now? And thank you for all you do, man. You have a heart to give. You have a heart to serve. Thank you.
I would say this. Let's change the glasses that we're seeing life through. Stop seeing through your eyes of judgment. And really, it's easy to have empathy. We can feel sorry for somebody, or we can feel this for them. But I really want you to put on your glasses of compassion. Because in these days, when you put on your glasses of compassion, not only do you have that sense when you have empathy, not only do you feel that pain for other people, but compassion, it triggers you to act. That triggers you to go buy somebody groceries. That triggers you to go, put gas in somebody's car. That triggers you to really just lend a helping hand. Because when you have compassion, you act, Che. And that's a big difference between empathy and compassion. Is compassion causes you to act. And we need more people to go out there and act, because there's so many people out there hurting in this world. Instead of judging them, show more compassion these days.
Man, thank you so much. With that being said, for all of you who watch right now, hit the share button. If you haven't hit the share button, hit the share button right now. Hit the watch party button. This message is really a message about you and what you were born to do. Daniel didn't ask for a cash app payment. He didn't ask for no credit card. He said, Shay, I'm just there to serve. I want you to know we appreciate every single one of you who are watching. Those hit the share button, those that made a comment, those out there that just took some time right now to hit the like button. We appreciate you. So I want you to know that you're amazing. You've got greatness inside you, and that today is your January 1st. You were born to fly. Today is your January 1st. You will be the best version of you. And today is your January 1st. You'll have more meaning in the world, and the money will follow you. So with that being said, my name, by the way, for those folks that are just tuning in, my name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember, time is long. Life is short. Live in the moment and enjoy it. God bless. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot, my man. You rock. You rocked out.
Thank you, man. I had a great time. Thank you, everybody.
Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Thank you. God bless.